Hey guys, HDvee here, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we have more league breakdowns to go over for Riddler's latest riddle about the legendaries and rideable Pokemon and everything like that for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content. Ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, this is just a continuation of the thread by Soul Silverart. Now, we went over this a few days ago where he was basically just talking about the latest tweets by Riddler, but since then he has added to it. I think we finished off here in the last video, so we're obviously starting on this one, and he says, boom. Just like that, Q drops more about exactly what I was talking about. Sadly, I think this confirms there won't be official Pokemon Scarlet and Violet info until June. He still is going to break down his master riddle, and he has another riddle on top of the two new ones he gave us this past week and today. So he's talking about this tweet here where he says, still got 3 bonus information about 2 boxes. Yeah, they're VIP mons with secrets. First is the context and explanation for my master's teaser in April. Second will be preserved until the coming of the next trailer, last but not least. So yeah, the fact that he says, because originally he said that he was going to be like giving us more information when the next trailer was going to drop. But now he says like the second riddle will be preserved until the coming of the next trailer. So he also says like see you in June. So that also kind of makes me think that potentially we might not be getting anything until June, which is a little bit unfortunate. I mean, we're halfway through May now, so it's not even like we have to wait that long. But I mean, we're just kind of begging for some information now about the Gen 9 games. He then goes on to say Masters riddle breakdown and final mascot riddle will be very close to the new trailer. But he ends this all saying see you in June, so his riddles won't start until June. That means we need like a week for his riddles and then the trailer, so I'm really thinking second week of June. So second week of June, obviously it's in a few weeks, it's not too bad. This was the tweet that I was just talking about then, saying thought only me doing the riddles. No, actually the first trailer teased the themes of the 2 boxes. Hope you could find the contrast concepts of the 2. See you in June, guys. So yeah, this is where he is basically just saying, you know, I'll see you in June. That's probably when the next trailer is going to be. A little bit unfortunate. I was really confident that we were going to see something in like the last week of May, which potentially could still happen. But at the same time, it feels a lot less like now, and it feels like June is going to be the primary month that we finally get the second trailer, which again, we are used to getting trailers in the middle of May for past generations. In fact, since Gen 4, the only generation that we haven't had the second trailer for was Pokemon Sword and Shield, which was obviously the last generation. But again, that could have been because Detective Pikachu movie came out in May. But it does seem like now they might be changing things from the middle of May to the middle of June, which is unfortunate. But again, we don't have the release date yet. You know, maybe it means that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet aren't going to come out in November this time, and maybe they're going to come out in December. So maybe all the like months where they drop information has been pushed forward a month as well, or back a month, I guess. Anyway, next tweet is, I also think he's saying the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet mascots will have a huge role to play in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's plot and lore. The VIP with many secrets, obviously the very important person, but I guess in this sense it's very important Pokemon, with many secrets, plus we can ride them around the region. Almost sounds to me like the mascot legendaries will be with us earlier than normal. So VIP mons, I think he's trying to say that the 2 box legends are going to be very important for the plot or for whatever else he's thinking of. VIP here equals very important Pokemon. I'm genuinely curious of what is meant by VIP mon. I hope you don't mean starters. I feel people place too much importance on them, and I use them until endgame when they are placed in the box never to leave. Then he goes on to say, what if they are one of the protagonists' main partner Pokemon, and throughout the game we will learn more secrets about it. Maybe they have pre-evolutions like Cosmog, but they are actually usable Pokemon. This is all just my own personal speculation. I was just before I read this, I was literally just about to talk about that. So yeah, if we do get the legendaries earlier than normal, maybe they are pre-evolutions and they evolve and we get them very early on in the game, but maybe they just evolve late. You know, maybe they evolve at like level 40 or something, or level 45 into another Pokemon. Maybe it's not a 3-stage evolution like Soul Glare and Lunala, maybe it's just a 2-stage evolution, because obviously before Generation 7 we never had Pokemon that evolved into each other. We had Fion and Manaphy, which was, I guess, technically not really an evolution line because Fion doesn't evolve into Manaphy, but obviously to get Fion you had to breed with Manaphy. But yeah, since that, like, we had nothing, so Gen 7 really broke the norm of having Pokemon that legendaries that can evolve. So I think if they are a massive part to play in the game, which it does seem like they are, maybe we do get legendary Pokemon that will evolve, which I really love. And maybe, I think in the best case scenario, maybe they're not usable, but maybe they don't take up a slot in the team. So obviously we have our normal 6 Pokemon. Maybe it's just like, I don't know, like the Rotom Dex, you know, it's just there. It doesn't take up any space in your team. And maybe this Pokemon is just there that you're kind of taking care of or something, or, you know, it's just maybe, I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's just there in the background and it just kind of comes out every now and again to do with the story, but we don't actually use it until it evolves or something like that. Maybe it gets kidnapped by the evil team like Cosmog did. You don't know. And then they say, then there's this new riddle, which in my opinion is kind of the orange counterpart riddle in the grape collage. Notice it wasn't on the desktop image, but I also say this because he says, I hope you find the contrast concepts of the two. So this pic shows us Scarlet, which is orange, versus Violet, which is grape mascot concept. So maybe the orange legendary is all to do with time. There are a lot of theories to do with time in these games and space. You know, we did see the solar system when Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's logos like jumped onto the screen in the reveal trailer. So potentially it could be something to do with, you know, the orange legendary being to do with space and time, and then maybe the grape legendary has something to do with, I don't know, something else. But either way, this is obviously the tweet where he said, thought only me doing the riddles. No, actually the first trailer teased the themes of the two boxes. Hope you could find the contrast concepts of the two. See you in June, guys. And then we have this where he says, many people are caught up on time or time travel and or theme of the new versus old, which is valid. But at first glance, I noticed flowers that kind of look like wheels. Maybe these are the Scarlet Mascot's wheels. Maybe it has a flower motif because oranges have blossoms. If you look closely, the yellow-orange flowers actually look most like flowers, and the blue/green ones look more like wheels. I have a theory that the orange mascot will be the Dragon Electric due to this, and the Violet will actually be the fighting type, but this is a topic for another thread. So obviously this was from Pokemon Sword and Shield, so this is a bit of an Easter egg for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with the oranges and the grapes there. And obviously this is the orange and stuff. Obviously he on the collage he also put like the dog with the wheels and stuff, so maybe the legendary is some sort of like dog with a chariot or something like that. And then obviously this is where he says the Spanish city farmed for its oranges is now used the fruit to generate electricity. Seville oranges are the inspiration for marmalade liquors like Cointreau and ground Mariner, and are known for their fresh, intense, and highly acidic flavor. And then obviously we have this as well. It says results of the pilot test suggest a ton of oranges can produce up to 50 kilowatts of electricity, enough to power 5 homes for one day. Mascot says it's also severe as oranges were harvested. They could create enough electricity to power 73,000 homes. So obviously there is some sort of connection between oranges and electricity. So that could be why the orange legendary is electric dragon or whatever. Then he goes on to say, well, he says, in the middle, you'll notice the two flowers seem to be placed on top of each other too. Then there's the clock itself, which makes me think of old Portuguese or Spanish tradition of making this style of clocks, hinting at Scarlet's traditional motif versus Violet's modern wheels. Time travel could be a play here. And obviously it says nature versus machine / technology. The concept of flowers, nature, contrast with the clock, machine. So I guess we can hope wild versus modern games, or primitive versus futuristic. Again, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet could be set in 2 different time zones. We had something similar to that in Pokemon Sun and Moon, where obviously Pokemon Sun was set like at normal time, and then Pokemon Moon was like 12 hours from whenever your clock was. So maybe in this game it is a little bit different. Maybe one is set a lot further in the future and one is set a lot further in the past, but at the same time that means that there's going to be like different characters in each game, and it's going to be 2 completely different games. So maybe not to that extent, but you know, maybe they're set like 3 years apart or something with the same character. I don't know. And then they say, could be a play here as well, given the connection to Pokemon Legends Arceus. What happens to this clock in the trailer where the hands are placed in this photo? And of course, maybe the dog on wheels has to do with the Wheel of Time. The NSFW comment could also point to portals of some kind. So yeah, the hour hand, minute hand, and second hand divide the clock face equally into 3 parts. I wonder if it's suggestive of something. And then this one says, I just watched the trailer again. They have something to do with time. Futuristic Violet and Royal Scarlet. Past and future meet. Violet travel from future and Scarlet travel from past to present. And they work together. Past knows plans, future knows the outcome. And then this one as well. 728212. I may have missed something. So again, it could be from where the... because Pokemon usually drop like massive hints and stuff. So maybe it depends where like the hands are pointing in the clock and stuff. And they say, the video above is so right on the, and I highly recommend watching it. I'll be going into all of this a lot more in the future. I'm now wondering if the time distortions from Pokemon Legends Arceus was a hint towards stuff in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Maybe time flows arranges in the region where sometimes you fall into the past or the future. And then finishing things off, he says, I forgot to add, I don't know if this is a riding legendary mechanic in Scarlet and Violet also confirms that riding normal Pokemon to get around the region will also return. Seems much more likely now, though, we can't say for sure. Also, attaching this so people don't think there's another wolf mascot. I think that rideable Pokemon kind of have to be in the game now because it's just easy access to get around the region, you know. I'm sure there are just certain Pokemon you would be able to ride, not like every single one, but it makes sense. Like maybe the legendaries are going to be a like a soaring kind of thing like we had in Auraz a while ago with Latias and Latios. Maybe you can fly really high in the sky and like easily get to, like a little bit like fast travel. Maybe that's how you use the legendaries to fast travel. But then with like other Pokemon you can just ride on them normally and then just ride to different locations like, I don't know, Arcanine, Let's Go. But either way, lots more stuff to kind of talk about, a lot more stuff to break down. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Again, massive shout out to Soul Silver Art for always doing these massive threads. Really, really useful information and stuff, and I hope you guys enjoyed. But yeah, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. It's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.